322 hours. That's how long I've been playing Pokemon Pearl. It's probably the most amount of time I've ever spent playing a Pokemon game in the past, and even I'm wondering why I haven't caught them all. Lists upon lists, carefully scheduled gameplay, all in an effort to get the 460 some that were available when Generation 4 was introduced. This game is like an addiction to me. I'll detox by playing Tetris for 10 hours straight, then spend a week where I refuse to look my DS in the eyes. But a friend has rekindled my love for Pokemon, and knowing Generation 5 is pretty much old news has lit a fire under me to finally catch them all. If you can't tell, I'm a bit of a neat freak. I like to have the sad crates that contain all of my Pokemon arranged by their national dex number. Even ones I haven't leveled up but plan to occupy the space where their evolved form will go. Again, I am a giant nerd. For anyone who doesn't know about Pokemon, let me try to describe it in brief. You play as a trainer of creatures called Pokemon who only have two purposes in life, fighting and being a loyal companion to their trainer. You level them up and pit them against the Pokemon of other trainers to finally become the champion and get a lot of money. Oh my god, I just described dogfighting. Pokemon is not dogfighting, it isn't. You put bows on your Pokemon. That doesn't happen in dogfighting, right? Okay, so moving on, you start off with one Pokemon but progressively collect a ton of them. The sheer idea of catching them all strikes fear into my heart. It means at least 500 hours of gameplay, most of which is spent determining what part of your soul you'll have to sell to get one of those Pokemon they only released at special Toys R Us events. As you might be aware, there's never just one Pokemon handheld game released at once. I have a history of choosing the least popular Pokemon game of any set I've purchased, which explains why I own Blue, Silver, Emerald, Pearl, Soul Silver, and Black. Although my choices are unintentional, I'm always the first person my friends come to when they need Pokemon from the less popular of the current title. I am the island of misfit toys. Diamond, Pearl, and eventually Platinum introduced the fourth generation of Pokemon, the first since Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire, and honestly, Generation 3 was a hard act to follow. But even in the wake of the best generation of Pokemon to date, my dedication to Emerald was nowhere near that which I possessed for Pearl. Pearl is an incredibly well-designed addition to the series. While maintaining the overall style that defines Pokemon games, it has a real feel of an updated Zelda title like Minish Cap or Phantom Hourglass. As the first Pokemon game released to the Nintendo DS, it allowed us to leave our cords behind and trade wirelessly, something that was practically magic to me. It also allowed me to barter like mad and really flush out my Pokédex, although, like I've mentioned, I still haven't caught them all. At that point in the game, I'm not even really playing anything. I'm just raising and breeding Pokemon, using my legendary to farm experience points as quickly as possible, and just trying to keep up with the ever-growing population of the Pokemon world. When I need money, I'll steamroll through the Elite Four, and I guess that's where the game fails. Once you have even one level 100 Pokemon, everything else is a bit of a cakewalk. There are times you'll end up in battles your other Pokemon can't win, but I just call in my legendary and it's game over for any NPC who dares to cross me. But understand, getting a Pokemon to level 100 is a time sink. Remember, 322 hours. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are great if you're into something like Pokemon. Obviously, I am, so I enjoy this game quite a lot, but I definitely understand where the concept and overall experience falls short for other gamers. Game Freak hit gold with this franchise. It's a game that requires you to purchase the previous titles to really beat the game, if you can even call it that. I highly doubt the Pokemon series will ever die. I want to believe that someday I'll catch them all, but I don't think Game Freak will allow that. Just as someone is about to, they probably put plans in motion for a new generation of Pokemon. It won't stop me from trying, though, and it shouldn't stop you either.